I will say, though, that to qualify what could happen this Saturday in Bloomington versus what the Buckeyes have experienced the last 2 weeks against Maryland and Rutgers would be that Indiana's at least stood up against a couple capable teams, or more than capable. Shoot, the number 2 team in the country, according to the polls, which I don't believe they're anywhere close to the number 2 team in the country. But Cincinnati, that was it was a 2-score game, but Indiana was within a touchdown and inside the 10-yard line with 5, 6, 7 minutes left in the game. And we're about to go up 31-30 when they tripped up and fumbled the ball inside the 10. And then this effort against Michigan State. If Michigan State's anywhere close to what many people believe they are, they somehow found a way to hang in the game against Michigan State and almost pull out a win, even with a pick 6 early in that one. So we shall see.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that Cincinnati game, I think that was kind of the fork in the road where they could have kind of determined where their season was going to go. I think you look back to last year, that fork in the road was game 1, and that when they played Penn State and Michael Penix dove and hit the pylon and they ended up winning the game, and they were able to build off of that. They weren't able to build off of this game against Cincinnati in week 3. They had the loss to Iowa, but I don't really think anybody was expecting them to beat Iowa. Then they beat Idaho. If they beat Cincinnati there, then they go on to beat Western Kentucky. But then do they have more success against Penn State and Michigan? So you have all of that. But as I'm sitting here looking at their numbers, they've not rushed for more than 180 yards in any game this season. They've been held under 100 in a pair of games. And outside of 179 in that the Division I FCS game, they've not gone north of 152. And then you look at them throwing the ball, and they have 4 of their 6 games they've thrown for less than 200 yards. They had 373 in the Western Kentucky game. Congratulations. And then 224 against Cincinnati. But I think a lot of that was just because they were in that game of where there's so much unknown at this point. We still have everything in front of us. Oh, no, we don't. And then it just kind of goes all downhill there. So I don't know. I think this Indiana team is certainly going to come out focused, thinking that they can play with Ohio State after last year. But I haven't done any research on this, but I kind of want to see what Ohio State is, not only in revenge games coming off of a loss, which not a lot of them from the previous season, but in a game that maybe that they were a little embarrassed or whatever. Coming out of Maryland from a couple years ago, they hung 72, 73 on them that next season. I really think that not to use a line that I've used before, but we're going to see the full power of this fully operational battle station at this point. I think Ohio State is going to try and send a message and not lose any more Dasan McCulloughs in terms of recruiting to Indiana. They're going to come out and try to flatten them.